Carlos Alcaraz won his 10th consecutive match, overwhelming China's Shang 6-2, 6-2 in his debut at the ATP Masters 1000 in Shanghai. The champion of the ATP 500 in Beijing didn't show any signs of fatigue from his success 3 days after defeating Jannik Sinner in an extraordinary final. Alcaraz, 21 years old, faced an even younger opponent. Shang is 19. I'm not used to playing against players younger than me, but I'm happy to see that there are a lot of younger players, 18, 19, 20 years old, with a lot of potential, said the Spaniard. He's been playing good tennis. He's achieved his first ATP title. I'm sure he'll climb up the rankings. He's definitely going to improve, Alcaraz complimented Shang. They had already faced each other before, at the Australian Open, where the Spaniard won 6-1, 6-1 before Shang retired due to injury. It was a bitter experience for the Chinese player. Alcaraz sent him a message through his signature on the TV camera. "We'll play again. Stay strong. I wish you a speedy recovery," wrote the Spaniard. This time, his camera signature was more straightforward. "It's been a while since I've signed the camera," said the player from Murcia. He took his time, satisfied with his performance on the court and with Shang's reaction, who not only came to the net for the customary handshake but also expressed his admiration for Alcaraz, despite the heavy defeat. "At the net, he told me, 'It's a pleasure to share the court with you.' For me, hearing this kind of thing is great, especially coming from them," revealed Alcaraz, who is enjoying leaving a mark on the younger players coming up behind him on the circuit. Shang said goodbye by wishing him luck for the next round, where he will face another Chinese player, Yibing Wu, in the third round of 16. Alcaraz explains why he's in such good shape at this point of the year. The Spaniard explained at a press conference why, both physically and tennis-wise, he is currently so superior to the rest of his opponents. Some may have thought that Carlos Alcaraz might struggle with the change of city, fatigue, or the different conditions at this ATP tournament in Shanghai compared to Beijing. But 72 hours after that intense final against Sinner, the player from Murcia maintained the same level he had shown all week in the Chinese capital. On Saturday, Carlitos dominated Shang, who could barely win 4 games. At the press conference, the Spaniard revealed how he turned something negative, like the American Tour in Cincinnati and the US Open, 2 losses in 3 matches, into something positive. After all, you can always find a silver lining if you channel your energy properly. Alcaraz, at 21 years old and supported by a highly professional team that knows how to deal with problems like the one he faced at the time, used that bad run of results and form as an opportunity to work harder on his physical condition and his game, allowing him to be at his best for this part of the season when other players are running on empty. There's nothing better than that to set himself apart. Peaking at this stage of the season and how he explains it. "I try to carry the momentum. I feel good on the court, and physically, I feel very good. For my tennis, it's really important to feel like this. I'm hitting the ball really well, too. I'm someone who always looks for the positive. For example, the North American Tour didn't go as well as I expected, so I had more time to prepare for this part of the year, for this tournament. I had a couple of weeks where I worked both on and off the court, and it paid off. I think that's where the difference lies, and that's why I'm showing this level of tennis. I'm just trying to enjoy my time on the court, playing great points, great rallies." On Wu, his next opponent. "I know he was in the top 100 and won an ATP title if I'm not mistaken. I know he plays well. I've seen some of his matches. I don't know what happened, whether he got injured or not, but he beat Jerry 6-2, 6-1, very easily. Beating someone like the Chilean in that way is impressive. I'll need to stay very focused in this match. I'll watch what he did against Jerry yesterday to assess his level and prepare for the match in the best way possible. Being an example for other young players. For me, it's great. I heard my opponent today say it was an honor to share the court with me. He's younger than me, and I'm sure we'll share the court more often, whether in practice or in important matches. He's going to be in the top. For me, it's also a pleasure to share the court with Shang." In what ways he thinks Shang has improved since Australia? "I don't count that match because he got injured, and we only played 1 set. I've seen his recent matches where he won his first ATP title. He's playing great tennis. I'll follow him, watch many of his matches. I think he'll improve a lot. He's a player to watch. I'll keep track of his results in the coming years." Sinner gets his revenge after Alcaraz. World number 1, Italian Jannik Sinner, was eager for a victory after leaving Beijing without a prize. He had been beaten by his great rival, the Spaniard Carlos Alcaraz, for the 3rd time this season. 3 days later, the Italian returned to the court, right after watching the Spaniard storm into the ATP Masters 1000 in Shanghai by thrashing China's Zheng Shang 6-2, 6-2. Sinner wasn't about to be outdone and got his personal revenge for what happened the previous Wednesday. He found victory again after the loss to Alcaraz, which had ended a streak of 15 consecutive wins. Japanese player Taro Daniel paid the price, falling 6-1, 6-4 in 1 hour and 17 minutes. Sinner was quick and efficient, aware that he had another commitment on Sunday, a more serious one against Argentine Tomás Martín Echeverry. The Italian earned his 250th ATP victory. Both Sinner and Alcaraz failed to reach the Shanghai quarterfinals in 2023, but they are now competing to succeed Poland's Hubert Hurkacz on the winners list for the event. In the Shanghai tournament, destiny seems to be preparing for a possible clash between Italy and Spain in the semifinals, which would be an exciting rematch between two European tennis powerhouses. Both the Italian and Spanish players have shown great form in this tournament, and now they find themselves in a part of the draw that could lead them to face off in the penultimate round. This potential confrontation would be the climax of a journey filled with highlights for both countries. Meanwhile, in the lower part of the draw, Serbian Novak Djokovic and German Alexander Zverev are emerging as key players in Saturday's evening session in Shanghai. Djokovic, one of the greatest players in history and currently ranked world number 1, will face young American Alex Michelsen, who is looking to continue making waves on the professional circuit. Zverev, for his part, will have to overcome Italy's Mattia Bellucci in another match that promises excitement. Both matches, filled with tension and quality, are part of a crucial phase of the tournament. Djokovic and Zverev are aiming to keep advancing toward the final rounds, where they could meet in a duel between two of the most prominent names in world tennis over the past decade. If you liked the video, don't forget to subscribe and leave a like, because at Tennis Zone we are dedicated to bringing you the best information for the best audience, sharing in-depth analysis, exclusive interviews, and full coverage of everything related to the tennis world. Join our community and be part of the excitement of the tournaments with us. Moreover, at Tennis Zone we strive to provide you with updated and high-quality content about the players, tournaments, strategies, and the most relevant events in the global tennis scene.